after we stopped Scarlemagne's reign of terror, we had a new task. Stop Dr. Emilia. Unfortunately, we had to find her first. And that wasn't so easy. We looked everywhere for months. Somehow she vanished with 1,000 humans. We needed help to broaden our search. Luckily, we had our best team on the job. Puck and his theaters went all over Las Vistas telling mutes of Dr. Emilia's evil plan.
And now, with the sciencey science book I stole from Kipo, I have the key to reversing all mute kind with the cure.
Run, run, run from the cure!
Now, normally a cure is good, but not in this case. The evil doctor wants to send us back to the Dark Ages when mutes couldn't speak, couldn't sing, couldn't play guitar.
Oh no! I just shed myself!
Whom will we turn? Who?
She's a mega jaguar. Her name is Kipo, and she's human too. She saved us once, she'll do it twice. Yes. She's into science, she has a plan. Oh, to set her sights against Emilia in defiance. We ask you all to join a human mute ultimate friendship alliance!
The first meeting is tonight. The snack sign-up sheet is here. I'm bringing cups.
Ultimate Friendship Alliance? With cats and wolves and you gophers? Look, I'm gonna be real honest. You guys were about to be dinner and a show. And now that the show's over...
So you're not gonna sign up? Told you we should have added pyrotechnics.
Humming bombers!
Hey everyone, Beth Alderkin with IO9 here at the virtual New York Comic Con Metaverse to talk about the third and final season of Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts, which comes to Netflix on October 12th, which is, well, one day from now. I am joined by some of the cast and crew of this amazing series to talk about the journey so far and what it's like to see it come to a close. Behind the scenes, we've got creator and executive producer Radford Sechrist.
Hello.
Executive producer Bill Wolkoff.
Hello.
Story editor Joanna Lewis.
Hi.
And fellow story editor Kristine Songco.
Hi.
Then we got some of the amazing voice cast, the voice of Benson, Coy Stewart.
What's up, guys?
The voice of Wolf, Sydney Mikayla.
Hi.
And finally, the star of the show, the voice of Kipo herself, Karen Fukuhara.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
Glad to have all of you here today to mark a pretty big moment. The show has developed a solid fan base, so I think folks were a little surprised and maybe even sad to learn that Kipo was coming to an end after 3 seasons. Rad and Bill, was this always the plan?
Yeah, we definitely knew we were when the end of the series was, and always were shooting for that target from the beginning.
Fans can rest assured that since this was the plan from the start, the ending that we have in season 3 is the ending we were building to.
So for the voice cast, did you know going in that the show is going to be 3 seasons long? And if so, how did that affect your performance?
I did not know that the show was just going to be 3 seasons, but I think not knowing that made it even, like, I guess, kind of more fun to do, just going in every time, not really knowing where the story was going to go next. It was really exciting to do, and just being able to portray that and kind of going along of the ride that the audience goes on. We kind of went on earlier, so I think that's really fun.
Yeah, I mean, I started to figure it out as we were sort of getting through the episodes, I think somewhere in season 2, I was like, it feels like they're building towards something really, really exciting. And I remember sort of getting the last few episodes of season 3 and just like flipping out when I read those pages.
I don't know, I'm still in denial. We're not over yet. I'm not sure if I knew exactly whether it was going to be 3 seasons or not, but I don't think that it particularly affected the performance because, you know, you're trying to be truthful in every scene, every moment. And, you know, they're right. It was really exciting to read the script and see where they go. And I think Kipo has grown throughout the 3 seasons, and there's a lot of growth in the other characters as well.
This question is for Kristine and Joanna. What excited you about playing in a world that was filled with these talking animal cliques? And what are your favorite mutes that you've been able to create so far?
The hope is that the visuals of this really fun world draws you in. And then once you're kind of already in there, you realize that we're getting to tell these stories that are about acceptance, celebrating differences, and changing, you know, people's viewpoint of the world set against this backdrop of this amazing fantasy world where tardigrades give you crazy visions.
What attracted us to it, I think, was how incredibly delightfully weird it was from jump. Like, I've never seen anything like this before. And it was so wildly imaginative, and Bill and Rad did such a great job when we first met them. Like, do you remember going into the office the first day and like Bill and Rad were like in there with all of the different animal like clicks on the wall and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be so wild.
Now, Kipo isn't just about the Wonder Beasts. A big part of the story is in the character relationships. Karen, Coy, and Sydney, which of your relationships surprised you the most?
I think, you know, Scarlett and Kipo's relationship was a huge surprise to me. I mean, I did not see that coming at all. And, you know, on top of that, I really love Kipo's relationship with her mom. I have a really close relationship with my parents as well. So seeing that portrayed on screen and her trying to connect with someone that, you know, their connection had been lost for such a long time, seeing that was really cool to me.
Take the picture!
I'm trying. It's hard to take a picture of yourself with this.
I think one connection that surprised me was actually, I was going to say Wolf and Benson's. I was a little bit shocked because I know that I mean, she really hated everyone in the beginning, but she definitely hated you guys. So I think that's why I just rewatched the episode where I'm trying to impress Benson's boyfriend's dad.
Hey, Wolf, while I'm gone, could you, I don't know, make me look good in front of Troy's dad? You know, if it comes up organically in conversation.
Why? Oh, is this because you and Troy have that date thing?
You do? Why didn't you tell me? Can I come? Wait, never mind.
I thought that was really cute, like seeing Wolf actually kind of understand that emotional side because we don't really see that in the beginning.
I was literally going to say the same thing, Sydney. I mean, I think, you know, it was really cool to see sort of how Wolf, you're right, she hated everybody in the beginning. And I think Vincent and Dave were always sort of just like, what is there to hate about us, you know? And so I think finally, there's this connection where we see that Benson and Wolf have so much more in common than I think they even realized.
Right.
But also something that was surprising to me was just Jamak's relationship with sort of the whole crew. Right. Because in the beginning, he was sort of out to get us. Every time we saw him, we sort of went the opposite direction. But now it's like he's a part of the clique. He's a part of the fam, and our sort of mute family is getting bigger and stranger. So it was really cool to see all of us sort of go from having relationships with people where it can go from violence to hugging and laughing and crying and all those different things. So it was cool.
This question's for Joanna and Kristine. One relationship I was really intrigued by in season 3 was the one between Kipo and Wolf. Can you dive a bit into how you've built up to where they are now and where they're going?
Kipo and Wolf are like kind of opposite sides of the same coin. Kipo is very soft on the outside, but she has a really strong core and very like resolute, where Wolf is a little harder on the outside but very soft and loving on the inside. And our thought process with the two girls is based on their two life experiences. They're going to come into their world with biases and things, but they listen to each other, and not, you know, immediately right away. And sometimes it's hard to hear each other. But at the end of the day, these two girls have each other's back and they love each other, and because they love each other, they listen, and like they grow and they're willing to do that with one another. It's kind of like, I mean, to be honest, it's a friendship that we all want. It's that we all want to have. We all want that friend who challenges us and makes us grow, but doesn't give up on us, kind of a thing.
Yeah, the cool thing about Kipo and Wolf is that, yes, on paper, they shouldn't work out or be friends, but we kind of take them on this journey where by the end of it, like, you can't really imagine one without the other. And they have really influenced and changed each other in a way, in all the best ways, to where, like, they've changed, but they've kept who they are.
I have to admit, even I'm impressed.
Season 3 is, well, it's coming out pretty quickly. It's tomorrow. So Rad and Bill, what can you tease about what fans can expect this season?
Well, we're going to see Kipo is dealing with this growing mega beast that's inside of her. And while she's dealing with that, she's also caught between two worlds that are very afraid of each other and that do not understand each other. And that can be hinder for them also wanting to destroy each other. And Kipo will continue to make wildly unexpected choices in reaction to that conflict that Benson and Wolf may not always be 100% on board with.
So Karen, we learned a lot about Kipo's backstory in season 2. So I really want to know what season 3 has in store for her.
So much. It's really hard to put it in a couple of sentences, but I think, she's trying to find Dr. Emilia with all of her friends and the mutes, and she's trying to unite the two groups. What I love about Kipo is that she's so, always inclusive and always sees the good in everyone, even if they've had a not so great history.
Am I crazy to try? No.
Yes.
Scarlemagne's wrong. And if there's anyone who can prove it, it's you.
She's hopeful for people, even though other people might not be on board with her. And so in the beginning, she is on a mission to unite the two groups. And I don't know how much I should say. I should probably stop myself here. But she's just trying to unite the two groups, humans and mutes.
Well, one mute that she's had some growth with, I'm not going to say she's united with this individual, but it would be Scarlemagne. Were you surprised by the role he ended up playing in her life?
Oh my goodness. Scarlemagne is maybe my favorite character in the series. And I just love how he grows from season 1, and season 3, you'll see him do things that you would have never expected him to do. And it's just so funny because he's trying to be a good person, but at the same time, he has this darker side to him still. So his dialogue and the way he does things sounds a little bit evil still, even though he's doing good for everyone. So Scarlemagne was the biggest surprise for me, and I love their relationship in season 3. I cannot wait for you guys to explore that.
Are you ready? Just like we practiced.
We didn't practice anything.
Exactly, because an apology comes from your heart.
Well, Sydney, Wolf has long embraced her individuality, even as her bonds with Kipo and Benson have changed things for her. So how did you balance her growth while still keeping her, Wolf?
That's a great question. I think the biggest thing that I just did was making sure, I guess, to find the places where she's more human, I guess, because she was kind of raised literally as a wolf. So she kind of starts like that and really starts animalistic. So I think finding places in between the series and in between, like, going between, like, I guess, coming from a deeper register to making sure she sounds a little bit more human, to making sure by the end of the series she starts to sound more like a girl and an actual, like, human, and realize that she has feelings. I think that was important to try to play that balance and kind of remember where she was.
You don't deserve my help, but if there's one thing I've learned from Kipo, it's that I should help you anyway. Yeah!
Okay, we're doing this.
Benson's a very special character to a lot of people, including me, but especially for LGBTQ fans, so including myself. I mean, one of our writers even praised his coming out scene from season 1 in an article talking about how monumental it was for how earnest it was and how simple it was, and it didn't need to be complicated.
I think I like you.
Oh.
You don't feel the same.
Oh, no, I like you too. Really, really like you. You're all kinds of awesome, but you should know something.
You like me as a friend?
Yes, because I'm gay.
So Coy, what's it been like for you seeing the reaction that fans have had to his coming out story?
Yeah, I mean, I give a lot of praise to Bill and Rad and the team for sort of building such a nuanced coming out moment. I think that's why when I read it, I loved it so much. It blew me away. And then seeing it animated with all the beautiful colors and the score and everything, it was a beautiful moment. And, I have siblings and family members who are in the LGBTQ community, and it means the world to me to be able to be a part of something like this. And, it's rare that you see something handled this way. And I think the thing that I continue to hear is just, oh, I wish that I had this when I was a kid. I wish I could see this when I was a kid. And so that makes me excited because there are a bunch of kids out there watching it right now. And I think it's important for them to see how normal it is to be yourself and how it's okay for you to be who you are. And it made me fall in love with Kipo even more because I think her biggest concern with that moment was actually her embarrassment and not anything to do with Vincent's sexuality, but more so like, oh my God, I can't believe I've been, crushing on this guy. And it was so cool to see how she accepted him. And even in this season, in season 3, Benson's relationship with Troy, it's just so adorable. It's just so freaking cute. And I'm so excited for everybody to see it. I think if anything, that is where Benson's sort of arc has really been, is sort of him coming to terms with who he is. And we get to the end of sort of where Benson is going to be in his whole sort of sexuality and dealing with that. And it's amazing. It's so amazing to see his relationship with Troy just blossom.
Oh, Sydney, you're even wearing the Benson shirt.
Yes, I am. I'm wearing the shirt. If I can get it in the screen, it says, I went to Dave and Vincent's house, a super sick house party, and I got nothing because it's not real. There you go. I was waiting to wear this to Comic-Con. So even though it's virtual, still in the spirit. Very glad.
Still repping.
Yes, exactly. Very excited for this shirt. I love free t-shirts. So please.
Free t-shirt. All love free t-shirts.
We need to calm down if we're going to get the journal and rescue our friends.
Yeah, they could be cured any second. We need something to keep us on track, on mission, on stealth. Ooh, like a code word.
A code word? Okay. How about destroy the doctor?
It's more of a phrase and not very calming, but we're brainstorming here. We're grooving, we're rolling. How about milkshake?
Milkshake?
So this question is for all the amazing behind-the-scenes folks who brought this show together. I think fans were surprised to learn that Dr. Emilia, instead of Scarlett, turned out to be kind of that ending big bad. Why choose to have the final villain be a human?
It's tied into the theme of the show. And a big theme of our show is facing a changing world that is becoming more and more unrecognizable and can be really, really scary, and embracing that because there's also wonder in it. And we wanted our final villain to stand in stark opposition to that view. And that, unfortunately, is also a very human quality. And it felt more real to have a human be the force against that theme.
One last thing to pull it all together.
Well, one of my personal favorite parts about Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts has to be the soundtrack. I was actually just listening to it last week while I was doing some chores around the house. It is very motivating, I found. So this is a question for everyone and anyone. If you were in the apocalypse, quote unquote, because we aren't already. And you could add one song to its soundtrack. What would your song for the apocalypse be?
Benson, music.
On it.
I'm gonna go with Dance Apocalyptic by Janelle Monáe from her Electric Lady album.
That is very fitting. I love that.
Yeah, that's very fun.
Can I bring the whole 36 chamber Wu-Tang album?
Ooh.
I was gonna say probably "Ready to Die" by Biggie, just because I feel like that would be my mindset 24/7. So
Right.
It's a pretty good one.
I guess I would just say anything SZA. I really like her as an artist. So maybe something to cool down to before you go to sleep. I guess when you're on the run, you need to rest. So that's something I would say to watch or listen to.
I think I would go with a song called Cat Groove by Perov Stellar. It's an electro swing song, and I think everyone would have a good time dancing to it.
I might pick like a score from like an 80s or 90s movie that's just like constantly going on in the background. It makes it seem like whatever's happening is kind of happy and that I should jog.
I'd probably have to go with Pink. I just always enjoy her songs.
love it.
Yeah, but I gotta know which Pink song because there's so many and they're all so good.
They are. I'm terrible with song titles, but what's the one that's like, so raise your glass if you are wrong?
I love that one.
Yes.
That's the first one that came to my head too, actually.
Well, luckily we are not in the full-on apocalypse, at least not yet. But we are in something else, which is the final run of Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts. So Karen, Coy, and Sydney, what are you gonna miss the most about being a part of this series?
You know, I obviously am gonna miss playing Kipo. She's so earnest and so just loving towards everyone, and I love that quality of hers. But overall, I think, you know, working on She-Ra and then Kipo back to back, I think I'm gonna miss the DreamWorks family. You know, being a part of two wonderful shows with great messages, you know, so representative of the world today and so inclusive and so diverse. And yeah, being a part of two great shows that I completely wholeheartedly believe in.
I think the thing I'm gonna miss the most, honestly, is getting those scripts in. I remember being so excited because I had no idea what in the world they were gonna do next. I mean, it was literally, we could have been in space for all I knew. So it was really, really exciting to get those scripts. And so now I guess I am just embracing the idea that, wow, it's out there and people get to enjoy what we have been, and I'm sure what you guys have been holding on to for even longer than we have. So it's really nice that the world gets to receive this thing that I know a million people have been putting their hearts into for so long. So I'm excited.
I am really excited and sad the show. Well, I'm excited to have been part of Kipo. It was just a great experience, and I'm really sad that it's ending. I think the thing that I'm gonna miss most is working with such an amazing cast and crew, just always so positive, and everything from the writing to the environment was so amazing. I really loved how everything was really planned out and you guys were able to work with us as actors and really let us express ourselves while still, I guess, working with you guys was really important too. I think that's what I'm definitely going to miss the most. I really love playing Wolf. She's so different from me, and I think that's what makes it fun.
And finally, for Rad and Bill, this was your creation, your baby. What are you hoping audiences take away from Kipo when they watch that final episode, those last minutes, and the show comes to an end?
It's interesting because when we all went into quarantine, I went back and watched like the first season, and even though I made it made me feel better. So that's I guess that's the main thing. It's like it's a piece of entertainment, something to kind of keep your mind off what's going on in the world today. And I just hope like people, if you're feeling stressed out or you're feeling a certain way, you know, you could turn it on. The music feels good, and you have a good time watching these characters and their journey.
We have to be honest. This is a very hard time right now in the world for all of us. You know, every day it feels like there's like less and less reason to be hopeful, and it feels like there are these like really big forces pushing hard against all of the good change and the progress that I think our world has made over these years. And I mean, something that was important for to Rad and I from the very beginning was to put underrepresented characters that we do not often see in kids' entertainment at the front and center of that very conflict of forces that want to push against things being different and unrecognizable, because that kind of diversity is a true reflection of the world that we live in. It's certainly a reflection of the Los Angeles that Rad and I kind of based Las Vistas off of. If seeing those characters in our cartoon in a show that also has kaiju bunnies and K-pop narwhals and rapping science wolves and all that great crazy stuff, but if seeing that cast of characters can help normalize difference and progress just a little bit, and for people who don't normally see themselves on screen, if that's a big difference and getting to see that and take comfort in that a little bit, that would make me happy.
I mean, I think the world could use a little bit more Kipo.
Mega Crab! Where'd that thing come from?
Someone do something! Kipo, that's your job.
Right.
Well, before we head out, we're going to go ahead and check out a clip from season 3, which teases Kipo's new Humfa. Can you guys say it? Because I cannot say it. Who can say it correctly? Humfa. And then, she's trying to put the group together, but it might not be going so well.
I hear the cats and snakes are doing a community bonding thing. Was it Kipo's idea?
It was Kipo's idea.
Doesn't sound like it's going so well.
Let's go check it out.
Cucumber Demon!
Fuzz Nugget!
Ooh, that's a good one. Those can both go in the song.
After the hiss?
I told you, I think the hiss sounds better closer to the end, but I'm dropping it. One more time. You might think they look like Cucumber Demon, but that's just a facade. They're mighty, they're cool, and full of such venom. That'll make it feel real odd.
Buzz Nuggets, not so bad. Friendship Alliance, led by a girl who loves science. Alliance, science. It's the ultimate friendship alliance.
Thompson clients.
Friendship Alliance. Nothing rhymes well with Alliance.
Right on. This does sound better there.
Well, thanks to everyone for joining us for this panel for Kipo and the Age of Wonderbeasts. It comes out tomorrow on October 12th, and this has been New York Comic Con. And thanks again. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
A move up.